to Dinter. Dinter making amazing plays with Trash. Also, the team communication between TPA is so on spot. Getting those lane gangs out with Trash will be really interesting to see coming in from TPA.
Definitely from there. So great setup and great matchup both sides. TPA once again with a very weird disengage setup they have, and he's been working so well from them, especially with the support jungle. I like to mention that. Before that was Tarek. Now it's Alistar. And here for the side MLE though, they're going for a very weird tanky combination that wants to kill people one by one, in my opinion.
Well,
This can poke Ice Wall to force people away, and then burst someone down and then move on to the next target.
With this team composition, you do have the where you can just hook one and kill one, but you also have a lot of AoE. You know, you have the you have Volibear's ultimate with the Thunders, and then you have Renekton, who's a huge AoE champion, as well as Anivia. With the Anivia ulti being casted, it's a huge AoE composition.
So right now we're going to take a look at the runes though on the side of Azubu TPA Taurus, because he now has. It's been a long time since I last saw Lee Sin meet, and we see because of the nerfs though, he's not so famous anymore. So we're going to see a bit on the pickup, and it is going to be
very offensive.
Very offensive. He has 14 physical damage and 1% crit chance at the marks. There's a random crit chance there. If he lands, well, it's tons of damage, especially against the AP mid.
Yes, especially against an AP mid. If you do land the crits, even if you play them with the crit chance as an AD carry,
it does helps out if you get the lucky hit.
You get it's a motivational boost even if you get the lucky hit.
And on the side overall for Magic Resist, it's going to be 16 and level 18 and the 4 Magic Resist right there flat on the side of the glyphs. I'm not sure what's with these calculations. I thought normally you go for 6.7 and then which is reached to 7, which is about 7.8 spell pen. So I must be missing out on some. I'm outdated in my math calculations. I need to go
I think we have to do all our maths all over again with the new updates.
And here we will see the offensive tree 2190 right there, and it's very basic. But instead of taking lethality as well as frenzy, because you're not going to take critical as much, rely on it as Lee Sin, with flat damage. So you're going to go for destruction as well as the resistance right there.
A very heavy pushing composition as well. Like having that mastery point right there, he'll be able to push lanes so much harder.
Definitely, and that will be a great bring up, especially since against Anivia, if you can get early kills onto her, it's actually very easy. And then you want to push the lane down as soon as possible.
I believe it's going to be really difficult for Anivia to hold against Toys and his Lee Sin, because Lee Sin is so strong early game. At level 2, he will just decimate not only you, but your whole team. Anivia only gets strong with her ultimate, and once she gets all her skills.
Up and ready to do the amount of damage. And not only that though, pitting Anivia against Lee Sin. Oh, sorry. I'm not the pick order. Did you write it down? Did you see what happened?
No, I didn't write down the pick order. I believe they went for Trash first. I'm pretty sure on that one.
Okay. Normally we do get the pick on the Trash. But overall, it's going to be exciting to see how well MLE can respond to this. With this new lineup, once again, previously, last year, MLE were the first team to beat TPA at that point. Not Azubu, TPA. And now we might be able to see with this new lineup, will anything special or interesting happen.
A lot has changed on the side of the Manila Eagles since then. We'll see how well this turns out for them.
Definitely.
I was just a side note. I'm happy to see the Eye Blitzcrank skin being used by Manila Eagles.
He's trying to hide the hook. The hide his hand right there.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying the hook on the Eye Blitzcrank is very hard to see and hard to spot.
Ryan has been doing a fix on that, and I actually didn't find out whether it's been implemented. So
it's not implemented
yet.
I'm pretty sure it's not implemented yet.
Okay, so we're gonna see whether the hooks are still invisible to the naked eye and what people are gonna do about it from here.
Yes,
definitely.
So the game will resume right now. Looks like Manila Eagles had a small problem.
So this is definitely going to be interesting. So we will see them walk out, and you have a Blitzcrank and a Volibear and a Renekton. It's 3 tanky beginning characters with great CC. I believe that, well, MLE should definitely go for the counter jungle.
Also, another interesting fact to note is Anivia is actually the most tanky champion at level 1 with her passive. She has the most health.
I mean, if you count the passive, but if you
If
don't
you
count
count
the
that,
passive,
then she's the squishiest.
as Sona actually about to
Oh no,
say.
Sonya has the squishiest. Yes, you're
No, they
right.
have the same HP at level 1.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not wrong. Both should be about 410.
Yes, around there. Yeah.
And here we will see, well, TPA, Azubu TPA being a boss right there, just going to charge right into the blue buff, ignore everything, plant the ward, and I believe they're just going to walk around away from it because
Wow.
they were spotted by the ward planted by MLE. They're just going to juke them around, running in circles. See, the ping is coming out, they know it's warded, they're going to avoid that, and the ping come out from the side of MLE, deciding whether to move in or not.
Emily
It's just
actually
mind
really afraid,
games. Yep.
even though the TPA has long backed out of there, still just gonna stick close and we'll see what they do from here.
Whoa! Renekton actually taking the slice and
Guys,
dice.
yes.
So actually, a bit weird though. Even though it's checked, even though it was for the, even though they were gonna use it to check the brush, but
I mean,
it's a bit weird to
yeah,
why you get that. You know, it doesn't help you kill the opponents faster that
perhaps
much, so to speak.
maybe he took it before they decided to go for the engage.
Misclick, you mean?
Mm,
That really happens.
yeah.
But here we will see. Is this going to be a very standard start? Okay, never mind, not standard start at all. That much
No, they're
because
doing a lane swap.
they are going to do a
TPA
late
is
swap.
doing the lane swap.
And at the same time, we will see that Volibear is going to start with the red first and going to go for the gang up top. And while Alisa is going to take the blue on its own end, and then most probably going to move down to the mid for a gang, or take his red, or engage Volibear at his blue buff.
We'll see how this turns out.
Mhm.
Wards being the ward of the TPA might be going down really, might be going out soon.
Mhm.
The box actually taking that one smiteless.
Yep, definitely. But
TPA, Baby, and Dinter are waiting up top, waiting for it. He does face check that rush. Dinter does get the hook off. The condemn does not go off.
well,
Onto.
it's only
Did
level 1. Of
he
course, it's
didn't.
not condemn.
He didn't take condemn.
No, he really took Tumble just now.
All right. Oh yeah, he
Yeah.
took
I
tumble.
think he took Tumble early because you can see that BB did take some hits from Renekton, and then they
Oh,
kept
yeah,
at him
he
right
also
there.
tumbled out. I'm pretty
Yep.
silly me.
And so,
Silly.
but still going to be great. We will see the ward expire, and then Little Boss did not manage to take the blue. Oh, actually, he was doing the blue. Wait, what?
No, Lil Boss started off the blue buff, and then he went, but he was not able to do anything about
Oh yeah,
Oliver taking the
very
blue.
Volibear took it too quickly
Yep.
from there. Yeah, he just
Also,
pushed
Alyssa
Volibear
has
away.
such a slow clear, so I'm not surprised that that happened.
Yep, I totally missed that out there.
Right now we see Volibear actually looking to help out Renekton up top right there. See how that turns out.
So
Volibear still sitting up top there, looking for that gank. As soon as the lane pushes up, Stanley will get hooked by Astarte, will take a lot of damage, just decide to head back around the tower. Lil Boss is looking for some presence onto the mid lane, but does decide to back off out of this. A lot of pressure going down by the Manila Eagles on the bottom lane onto Rumble right there. The gold lead being in favor of TPA right now still. Stanley being hooked by Assertive, doing a great job there with the Blitzcrank hook. Looks like the boss will be coming around for a gang into mid, or just try to steal the race right there. Lil Ball actually looking to still steal the race. Volibear did go back, did not manage to get any ganks off. Is still quite far behind in minions. Is still looking to get those ganks off, but can't find them at all.
okay, we're going to go for a slight pause in this game for our own end because we need to do a slight setup change because we have some technical difficulties. Apparently, no one can hear the sound. So please give us a moment to fix this problem. So we're gonna play it back right in, and hopefully you guys can hear the in-game sound right now and everything has been fixed. Do let us know your feedback, and then we can try to tweak it again later after this. So apparently the signal sound. So right now, as you can see, moving back to the game shortly, we'll see the trades going on, the field gains coming up on both sides of the jungle, but everything is still seemingly going to be sort of safe and sound for both sides. So nothing much happening overall.
On the favorite side of TPA, we do see the farm advantage going to the side of TPA, being in a 400 gold lead right now.
And just now, we did see Dinter just checking the brush to see whether Bolivia was there right there using the Dark Passage. Great pickup right there. Here you see the little ball is going to be tossed right in. He'll go down. Oh, the
actually flashes and the hook comes back out from Blitzcrank, and the kill first will go to PF on the Manila Eagles. A nice hook there by Blitzcrank.
Yep.
On the top hand side, though, we see TPA putting a lot of pressure onto the top tower. Tower is down to half now, but on the other side, Manila Eagles getting the first tower for their own team. Stanley actually being flung over by Volibear right there, and the hook comes in from Astarte, and that's a second kill for Manila Eagles right there. Great play by the Manila Eagles right there. 1k gold lead for them. On the side of TPA, though, on the top side, we do see Baby and Dinter being able to dish out a lot of damage on the tower. The Condemned does not go off onto hit up at top against the wall, being just a few centimeters away from the wall. And now the first backs and buys are coming out. We see Volibear actually going for the Giant's Belt. Very standard buy onto Volibear. Hate actually looking for some aggression here onto Dinter. A flash hook by Astarte comes in and does hook Dinter back in. These hooks from Blitzcrank have been landing throughout the whole game. Very impressive hooks right there, and this is what they need in the early game.
And
you were saying
Astarte redeeming himself before this game against ASU. You know, his hooks just missed. Like it was against the Sona lane with Sona and Graves against, I forgot what was the other AD carry, and Blitzcrank, and his hooks totally missed, and Sona just get land free pokes all day, and the Sona was even bossy enough, and Blitzcrank was low enough to flash over the wall into the turret to use Crescendo, Hymn of Valor, and take the last hit of the Blitzcrank and walk away. So I would say that Astarte is redeeming himself with his Blitzcrank play for today.
That was a very impressive fresh flash hook right there from Blitzcrank. What he does really nicely is when he sees the enemy flash away, he hooks it. They hook him back right away. He does not try to hook them initially, but he hooks them back as soon as they flash away.
And just nice, just now BB actually tumbled past that Blitzcrank hook right there. Wow, I thought that BB would definitely be grabbed, but nope, just nice, just barely, it misses.
On the side of the TPA, we do see some small items being finished. We see the Brutalizer onto Lee Sin, as well as the Doran's Blade and the Fortification Pod. On the side of on the hands of Baby, though, we have the Bilge Water Cutlass, I believe, with the Doran's Blade and the Fortification Pod going into the Blade of the Rune King, most probably. On the other hand, though, on the AD carry of the Manila Eagles, we have the BF Sword being completed, as well as the Doran's Plates and Boots. Looks like the lane sword will still continue. Little Box actually gets hooked by Astarte there. We'll try to knock him back down, and that's a nice hook. Someone was saying bad Blitzcrank hook.
Hey, okay, I was referring that to the previous game, and we can see that, well, Astarte is back in action from this. And just now, Little Boss was seemingly like, I'm just going to stand here. Nothing's going to happen.
I think TPA will call this broken.
Oh, nope. You can see Stanley just dodged that hook right there, sidestepping away, but he will be taken down in the end after the Rolling Thunder happens.
Manila Eagles looking very strong right now. 5-0 lead right now. Gonna take the Dragon for free, which should set them up for a 1.5k gold lead.
Gonna further push up the goal difference as well as the level difference on their side. We can see that Little Boss, as a jungler, not yet level 6, quite far behind overall in comparison compared to Volibear. If you count the kills, assists,
Manila Eagles looking really strong right now. It's all about the Blitzcrank hooks. You see, 5 kills.
5
5
assists.
kills. 5 assists.
Definitely.
Every time he hooks, every time he gets a kill.
Well, every time the hook lands, not
Yeah.
every time he gets a hook, so to speak.
Yeah.
But definitely Viscam was there for all the kills, and you can see he's picked out the boost of mobility plus the Philosopher's Stone. He's just going to continue applying pressure to everywhere he goes.
Yes.
Definitely.
If they do manage to, push this game in the early state, they might have a really good chance of winning it.
Definitely. So here we will see Little Boss back in the jungle farming up as much as he can, but you can see that Alisa is definitely not the best jungler right now. You can see
No.
so much mana being used just to farm up the waves and the
And now
golems.
Manila Eagles are trying to take down the middle tower right there. Probably looks like Uncontested Baby is going to come around. Does feel a little bit unsafe though. The Blitzcrank hook is really hard to see. Does dodge it though, and Toys does decide to go in here. The tower does. He just jumps through the condemn, misses the wall. Suddenly he's coming in from the side. Hits just up a little bit low. The kill does go down to Dinter, and now Manila Eagles are very low. The hook does come down from Stanley. Astarte falling very, very low. A nice knock up there by Little Balls. Manila Eagles not looking in a very, very good spot right now. Baby is coming in for the cleanup right here. The Rose does have to flash it out. PF
Will be shut down
will
right
be
there.
shut down by Lee Sin right there.
Instantly, the goal difference just shrinks because of the shutdowns that one of the shutdowns that came out, granting almost 500 gold to TPA right there. And at the same time, we really see that Vay managed to score a kill and 2 assists. It's definitely going to help out rack up his money much faster, and we might see this
Lil Boss
tower
doing
go
a
down.
great job at using that pulverize
Mhm.
onto the Manila Eagles, actually getting 4 or 3 utilizing his skill set right there.
Definitely. So here we're gonna see well, I think I would fairly say everything going back to square one because the main goal difference, even though it's still kills coming up,
Yep.
and from the but mainly if you count the 1k goal, it's like more like a tower.
Oh, and the hook does land onto Dinter
Wow.
once again, and the fling to follow that up. Dinter does not look like in a good spot right now. The flash is being used, and he will be able to escape right there.
Mhm.
A close call.
Yep. So give us a moment. Apparently, are we having more sound problems? I know we couldn't fix the audio. Can I get a note from the producers on this? But here we will see moving back. Okay, so give us a moment. We're going to do a quick reset, but let's finish up what's happening up top. We will see a dive go on to BB right there, a 4-man dive, and BB seemingly just slightly just juking around, but he will fall in the end, and we might see MLE take this tower. So sorry, we're going to go to a short pause once again to try and fix everything that's went wrong. And so we're just going to jump back right in. So it's apparently quite heavy power, so we can't fix it on the spot. We apologize for that, for ruining the experience for you guys, but I just hope you enjoy our voices instead. Or you can hate Cookie's voice and don't hate mine. I'll be hiding in the corner most probably sooner or later. But here we do see a perfect wall and an ultimate catching Dinter and Toys off guard, but Dinter with the flame will push everyone back with the Dragon Rage kick though. They do score a kill. It might transition to a secondary kill right there. Toys seemingly being able to sustain very well, but he will be forced to fall back as well as he does not have enough damage, and the regeneration from Body Bear is just enough to keep him alive.
And that will be a 2-for-1 exchange there for the Manila Eagles. The support being taken by Toys, I believe. a very good exchange for in the favor of Manila Eagles right there.
Mhm, definitely. So overall, right now, with that tower being taken down as well as the 6 kill lead, we'll see. Well, the problem right now is we can check the overall CS though. Well, I'll have to say that MLE is falling short. That's what's
Yes, they're
keeping
definitely falling.
TPA in the game.
What's keeping TPA in the game right now is especially in the middle lane. You can see Lee Sin actually out farming Anivia by almost double, as well as at top. Stanley's doing a great job as holding his farm, even though their objectives are being pushed.
Mhm.
They're still able to keep the lead right there. So what Manila Eagles want to do is siege as much as possible, get the towers as fast down as possible before they hit that late game
Mhm.
niche or stage where they won't be able to probably deal with
With Rain,
TPA.
with TPA. Definitely, once they pass the 30-minute mark, it's going to be very hard to deal with Rain, especially since their overall lineup right now is tanky and HP oriented with Body Bear, with Renekton, and so you could consider Graves as well. Of course, Graves, sorry, not Graves. I mean, Blitzcrank, because
Blitz.
they are naturally tanky. I mean,
Yes,
Grace is definitely naturally tanky as well, but his HP base HP will not well go more than that of Blitzcrank. If
yeah,
they're at
of
the same
course,
level,
of course.
definitely. Mhm.
Now Manila Eagles are sticking around the dragon here. It looks like they might want to take this one. TPA does not. It doesn't look like as if TPA wants to go let this one go uncontested though. The dragon.
We will see. I think 3 members on the side of TPA will try to contest for it, while the other 2 members we can see they're just pushing in. And here we will see Astarte trying to go in for the hook at
And
the
Dragon
side.
does come out right now.
Mhm.
Looks like TPA might not contest this one. Going to zone TPA with his hook.
Mhm. And then they are going to trade a tower for the dragon for the side of TPA. Really seen in really top later boss, but
Yes.
Toys easily going to jump up to the top lane, push with the minion waves right there, and do a massive damage upon the tower before it backs off from this. Definitely.
You will back off in time, but the tower should be taking a lot of damage from the minions right there. And the farm will go onto the side of Hate.
Definitely, but he won't be able to clear up most of it. But look at that tower falling down to almost less than 50% HP just with that minion push, and you
And
can
that
see
was
that.
all because Manila Eagle did not time the dragon perfectly. Um,
No, they timed it perfectly, in my opinion,
yeah,
but they wanted to be there so that TPA's members couldn't even move into a position to counter initiate onto them or initiate into them first. Because Rumber's ultimate is really very hard to deal with, and you saw just now knockups, Rumber's ultimate kept them there for so long, and it just totally stopped them from doing anything and following up in terms of overall damage.
point 6k for uh, for Manila Eagles. But TPA looking very, very strong now. Now looking to make this push here. Baby already clearing out the minion wave. Manila Eagles should not be in the position to deal with this. That this might be a tower for tower exchange and a 4 kill win for TPA. Ninja getting hooked once again by Blitzcrank right there. The tower is still up. Ninja dropping very, very low. The headbutt does come out from little balls right there. He's still on the chase onto Baby, but Baby will use the Blade of the Rune King to gain some movement speed, and but will get knocked up and exhausted and stunned by Manila Eagles. Might just get away from it. Does have to pop his ultimate, but the shutdown goes on to Renekton.
And right here we will see that, well, TPA is actually leading this game. You can see the toys just went down like, hey, okay, chase my team. Once again, we see that it's the same thing like how Wesley was playing. He was just pushing the lane while his team was getting, well, not really to say decimated, but was like delaying the time for him. And here Rumble is going to get caught by the hook, but the knockout from Astarte was not ready. So Stanley will be able to walk out of this. And with the, well, Dark Passage will make it out
Wow,
left,
and
and
Asante
Astarte will
actually
go down.
dropping to the tower right there. MPF actually falling very, very low. Dintra might go down as well, but it is a 2-for-2 trade right there. Um,
And at the same time, though, we can see BB really respawning, and he bought the home guard boot, so he's going to charge out from the base, going to run in for the fight and force them to fall back. And Emily knows about this; they're just going to move back from this tower.
and while that is happening, Toys is still in the base of Manila Eagles, shredding down slowly on the inhibitor tower right there. It's already after past half health right there.
Yep. And Vayne just trying to pick off targets, not allowing them to recall, so that Toys can destroy this tower, and he will really take it away from the team. And he was
One more
last
hit,
hit.
but he does jump to the wall to get away from here. Does not want to get caught by Astarte right there. Astarte still running. Does decide to engage onto Graves right there. Toys falling very low. BF actually coming around, trying to get, and the hook does land onto Baby. Baby does use the command to gain some much needed distance right there. Volibear still on the chase. The slow does come down
On the Bilge Water Cutlass.
PF still running after this.
He made PF hesitate for 1 second on who to chase, and definitely that did help. That helped Vayne get out into a better position for the team, and both of them make it out alive.
And a nice lantern right there from Dinter to help his teammate out.
And so we will see that
The goal difference now
goal difference is gone.
Done. It's gone, completely gone after right that.
Yep. We will see that TPA will have the 5 towers over 4 towers against MLE right there. And we can see this is why TPA is so strong. Even though they were seemingly losing on objectives and the kills, but you could see from the CS, it's just so much. And you
They
can
will
see
just
it's
come
onto
onto
everyone.
Stanley though. As Blitzcrank will not have any help to follow this out. Will take down to have the Dinter hook will come out in exchange. Astarte will fall very low, and the kill does go on to Rumble. Double kill for Rumble. Meanwhile, Baby getting caught out by Hate and PF there, but Baby will turn it around and go on to Hate right there. Hate does have to use his ultimate, and Baby will get dropped right there. Toys does come around, the Q does hit him, and Hate will drop as well, and the shutdown goes on to, from Renekton goes on to Rumble right there. Rumble's taking a lot of kills in that engagement.
So everything right now, we can see TPA just stacking up on the favor ever since they snowballed back into position, and here they're instantly going to engage onto the Baron, and Nivea does spot them with the wall planted by MLE. He's moving into position, but with the Blade of Rune King as well as the Liandry's Torment, you can see that they're simply being able to bring down the half health, but it's not going to be enough, and Stanley, because does not have enough health anymore, is going to kite away for the whole team. And here Stanley might be
will get stunned. The Blitzcrank does hook, and the shutdown goes onto Anivia. The TPA does will try to turn this around though. Vilro is falling very low. Lee Sin does get the kickoff. Will get turned into egg, but Toys will be zoned out by the team members of Manila Manila Eagles.
Definitely, but still, even though they did sacrifice Stanley, so to speak, but they still are actually ahead in this game. Right there, they are 500 ahead already right now, and wow. Just amazing, I have to say. TPA just keeping up with the farm overall, just to control in the lanes, even though they are losing, so to speak, but they make sure they just not miss any important CS, which is the major difference. When every one of them were traveling around, you could see that even though they got the kills and the assists, but the overall CS though does not increase.
Yep.
So TPA is just getting gold back from that.
Now the Dragon will be taken by the Manila Eagles. The TPA will not be there in time to respond, but they do engage on this one. Lil Ball jumping right onto Anivia, using the headbutt pulverize. Anivia does get dropped in an instant. Baby does get some much needed distance there from the brush. But meanwhile, Blitzcrank will get dropped, as well as Volibear also will get dropped. Baby is still kiting around. Hate does have to flash over the wall, slice and dice over the wall. and TPA now in a very, very strong commanding lead right there. Will look to take the Baron
Once
probably.
again. Yep, and they have all 5 members and 2 Blade of the Rune Kings. When with Wayne through Silver Bolts proccing, it's going to be an easy job.
Yep.
Definitely. Much easier than just now. And here we will see BB just stumble right in and look at how fast this Baron is going down.
It's dropping very fast, I have to say.
Definitely.
Actually, Astarte actually picking up the oracles for his team, very much needed oracles, but the wards have already despawned from the from TPA.
And not only that, it's not going to grant out so much for him right now. It's a bit too late. It should have been gotten earlier while they were still ahead, in my opinion.
Yes, I do agree. As soon as they were ahead, they should have gotten their oracles. They should not have given out any vision to TPA and tried to snowball from that. But TPA are quite spot on with their vision right there. So now
trying to hide and just camp here waiting for TP to come in while they go do the hook over the wall and then, well, just crash the party for the self-TP.
That's the only thing they can do though, but how are they going to finish the game up against TPA? With Blitzcrank you only have the hook and the knock-up to help you out, as well as the silence, but he doesn't give you much more than that.
And we will see though Dinter picking up the Shurela's Reverie. It's just going to be so much more helpful for the team. And look at that, the Dark Passage being tossed over the wall, replacing the ward function, so to speak. And it's always very greatly placed by Dinter to check out whether it is safe and where the positions of the enemy's team when it's available.
Ward's being picked up by all the members of TPA, doing a great job at ward, helping out Dinter to ward the jungles. Now we can see how well the visions are covered onto the side of TPA.
Because they are going to do for a split push. Well, once again, Toys at the top lane and everyone else is just converging at the mid. We will see Dark Passage being tossed out once again just to spot Blitzcrank.
And the hook does go on to Toys. The knockup just falls up and the shutdown onto Lee Sin right there.
And
that's what Manila Eagles looks for, just for that one hook over the wall.
Definitely, their lineup is just built on that way. Just try to catch someone over the wall, separate them from their team members, and instead burst them down with chaining CCs of Volibear, Rolling Thunder, Vector, Stun,
as well as
altogether.
Olivia stun and everything. Maybe actually trying to take out the red buff here. Does use the condemn onto Astarte there. Volibear does try to flash after right there. Baby will get knocked up and exhausted, but he will get taken down.
At the same time, this will force TPA to just fall back. Even though they had the Baron buff, 2 of the main carries actually got busted down and caught off our position, so a bit iffy right there.
Difficult to deal with that Blitzcrank. The Blitzcrank cooks are doing a great deal for Manila Eagles right here. We can see it on his assists as well. 14 assists on the side of Blitzcrank.
Definitely. So here we will see the item being picked up for the side of Little Boss. It will be the Locket, it will be Ancient Golem, as well as the Glacier Shot being picked up. I believe it's going to be a Frozen Heart for the additional cooldown, or well, actually 3 items you could upgrade from Glacier Shot, or 2 more. No, sorry, 2 items.
It's
the other one is the Iceborne Gauntlet.
Yes, Iceborne Gauntlet and the Frozen Heart.
Yep, I was about to link Omens with
Omens
with Glacier Shot. That was, I don't know why. That my memory is messed up right now.
Oh, I have done enough mistakes, so don't worry.
Anyway, so here we will see though, even though the kills, well, it's stacking up back. Well, TPA is stacking back on the kills overall, but MLE is still 1 kill ahead, but they're 2 towers behind, and they did take more dragons actually in comparison to TPA, but still they're very far behind because overall CS, you can see Rumble with a lead of 35. Even Alistar has more than Volibear by 30.
Yes.
And on the side of Lee Sin, stacking up to, once again, almost double, well, 70 CS lead, and on the side of Vayne, just only Graves catches up.
And the pull does catch Dinter once again, and that's what we were talking about. Now Manila Eagles are looking to engage this. Little Balls will get flung in, does get a 4-man knock-up right there. Baby is trashing down onto Volibear. Volibear will get taken down. Renekton does jump in onto Vayne. Toys dropping very low. Hate dropping very low. Another hook onto Lil Boss would get taken. Navia also dropping very low. Stanley doing a lot of damage. Graves is still up. Toys now onto Graves though. Will get kicked and killed right there. A nice play there by Toys. And now three members of Manila Eagles are down, and it's only Anivia and Blitzcrank trying to stop the push here from TPA.
And it's going to be quite impossible. As you did see just now, the equalizer plus the knockout combo just totally stunned the enemy team and then chip them down with their HP. And well, Manila Eagles did not expect that. They was like, okay, we killed one. Let's go, all in. All in, single line, best possible combination for TPA to win that team fight.
But also, we did see how Manila Eagle were in the lead here at this team fight. They killed one member of TPA, but then still decided to keep on initiating. And in the end, it was
They were
lost
countered back and they lost the trade.
Now, the toy's getting killed by another Blitzcrank hook right there. Nice.
Yes.
You have to admit those hooks are pretty good. I'm not sure if it's the hooks or if it's the broken skin.
It might be both, maybe. But yeah, I mean, previously, well, Astarte didn't really do that great of a job on this game.
Did he have the skin that time?
I don't think so, actually. Might be the skin. I have to go and check back the VODs to be sure about that. But definitely, Astarte just showing, well, his Blitzcrank is strong.
Yep. There's this. You don't see this very often on any teams actually, but you do see it a lot on TPA. When they are in the lead, or any time, at one point when they all go back and buy, you'll see the whole team having a stack of wards.
And we can see that. Well, at the start, actually buying 5 wards and. Well, Rumble getting just only 1, but Lee Sin gets 3. While for his own survivability as well as vision, because they know that the towers have been broken down and they really need that much vision just to spot out their Blitzcrank, which is really tearing them apart.
Yeah, it is tearing them apart right now.
And most of the fights that happen are inside the jungle, and those wards will help them spot and chase on to the opponents much easily.
Toy is now sitting on the last Twister Brutalizer and the Blade of the Rune King, looking very strong, as well as picking up a double ward going out there by TPA. They've got enough wards to spend. Not.
Oh, they just want to confirm that it was warded, and they just warded at the same time about them.
Now TPA actually looking to get some vision around Baron here.
Yes, Baron will be spawning very soon, actually. It'll be interesting to see though whether MLE can make a comeback from this. Definitely.
Yeah, Baron should be up right now. Baby is already tumbling in for the Baron here.
And you can see how quickly they're doing it, and MLE is very slow to respond to this actually, but they will make it in time because they do have the movement speed boost coming out from Blitzcrank, but it will not be enough, and the equilibrium will go off, and the knockout from Baron stops Stanley from charging right in.
Wow, actually Toys getting stuck in the wall and gets pulled by the Blitzcrank as well as dropping so fast. Wow, that was pretty bugged. That was a pretty bugged move. Jumping actually to a ward that was stuck in the stuck between Anivia and the wall.
And
no way to get out. And
no way to get out.
Free Blitzcrank pull right there.
Yep, definitely.
Man, I've never seen a Blitzcrank actually hurt TPA that much.
Yep. So this, well, this game though is still definitely in TPA's favor. You know they do get caught 1 by 1, but overall goal difference right now they do have the lead of 5k, and with the Oracles on Dinters just granting them more sight because the whole team has just purchased so many wards every time they go back. It's like every time after 3 minutes TPA goes back home together, buy the massive amount of wards and move out together.
Yep. That's the point where the Manila Eagles want to get an Oracles and actually clear out the wards.
Yup, definitely. But here we will see the items being picked up right now, the wards being bought, additional wards being bought by Astarte, even though he has a Ruby Side Stone, and you can see, even on the side of Anivia and Grace, they know they need the wards, just stacking it up, and Dinter being very cautious.
Oh, the Blitzcrank cooking, just missing by so close. With, I was almost certain that was going to hit.
Yep, so was I, but you know, sometimes the animation doesn't work that way. But here we will see most probably a bottom lane push coming out from the side of TPA. Even though pings are coming down, we can see Dinter, Little Boss hiding at the side though. Astarte going for the warding, but they're just waiting for the perfect opportunity before they move back in. And they're gonna
Dinter will get spotted out by that ward over there, but is not too sure about clearing it out. Astarte does come around here. Will it happen again? The Blitzcrank hooks. Now, the only person that Blitzcrank does not want to hook is definitely Alistair. If you hook in Alistair and he gets a four-man or a whole team knock up onto your team,
Mhm.
that could decimate you.
Yep.
As well as he would knock back a headbutt one of your teammates over the wall or perhaps something.
Yep, that could happen as well. So here we will see the mid dance happening, but Lee Sin once again, so it's just moving to the side because MLE does not want to charge right out. They can't really charge out because the equalizer coming off from Stanley will slow them down. The knockout combo, okay, but Power Vice is just so hard to handle.
Toys actually looks like he might get engaged on here, but Manila Eagles do decide to turn back around. Now Azubu TPA looking to pressure all the towers, all the lanes equally, sending Toys up top, shutting down slowly on that tower. Dinter still in middle lane, clearing out some minions to push down onto the mid, as well as having Lil Balls, Stanley and Baby look to push down onto the inhibitor. Actually, Lil Balls getting the blitz hook there. Does use his head knock up to push knock up some of Manila Eagle. But that will be a disengaged fight right there. Baby just trying to get some pokes off. Gray's actually getting hooked by Dinter. Dinter just has to flash out, does put on his ultimate right there. Libble's dropping very low, as well as Dinter. Libble's dropping very low, but actually goes back down. Stanley still on the chase. Anivia will be dropped into its act form, and it's only Blitzcrank left right there. That might just be the game for us.
Yes, that was a perfect engage. Once again, you can see once the Dinter went in, instead the box came up and equalizer came out and locked down of every single member for the side.
Oh wow, Astati actually looking to maybe perhaps full one into the Nexus, but that's not going to happen right there.
So this is it. This will be the end game, and well, the hook manages to land on BB, but wasn't close enough for the fountain laser, the fountain turret you could mention, and does not manage to score a kill. And a great game right there for MLE against TPA. So I believe some people felt that.
Oh man, the Blitzcrank hooks.
And not only that, but MLE Simi stands a chance. But
yes,
as I keep on looking at the CS, though, I was like, oh, TPA definitely has no problem keeping themselves. The goal amount difference wasn't that large actually, and they just slowly came back in the game from there.
But it was surprising. Did not expect Manila Eagles to get that many Blitzcrank hooks onto their team.
Definitely.
Because I was expecting them to dodge Blitzcrank hooks much easier than it looked like, and the more Blitzcrank hooks they had, that was winning the game for them. At
the beginning and the mid game, it was the reason why TPA couldn't charge right in. Definitely, but at the same time, though, it was just so hard to deal with the Vayne, as well as you could see the combination equalizer plus the box, the slows, the damage over time. It was just
and then the knockups and everything. It just synergized so well right there.
It's like Rumble is the new Anivia. Just plant one ulti equalizer in a straight line, whole team will be beaten down. Definitely. So right now, I'm going to take a look into the score screen to see the major differences of what happened and how maybe some things could have worked better for the side of MLE. So Anivia are going to go for a more tanky set in the beginning, and might be going for Leandris in the end, though. I'm not sure what will be the pickup. But Volibear, though, they have stacked up the Locket of the Iron Slurry, but on the side of Renekton, even though he did manage to snowball a bit earlier, he did not manage, though.
Not hard enough.
I would say hard enough, but he did not have extra damage, so to speak.
He was going for a full tank build, and that... Like, if you look on the side of TPA, they had Lil Balls going full on out tanky, and then you have a tank. And then you have Rumble, who's a little bit tanky, and you have Lee Sin, who just picked up a Giant Spell, but they're mainly champions who deal a lot of damage. And this is what won the game for TPA.
Definitely. So, well, great game played by MLE, definitely, but in the end, TPA just came out stronger. They knew what they had to do because MLE spent a lot of time moving around the map. They don't spend enough time farming CS, and TPA just focused on that. Even though they gave out towers, they just focused on getting every single CS they could, and it just helped them, well, bring them back into a great position. And team fights, Vayne just went into cleanup whenever he came in last.
Yes. If they... Has Blitzcrank ever gotten a really good hook off onto Vayne? Now that I think about it?
Not